Hey, good morning from McKenzie Mountain right here in Republic, Washington. It is the 7th of December, Sunday morning. Cattle are kind of unhappy with each other. Actually, it's only one of them. Bonnie is trying to keep Rena out of the grain. Rena is not quite as aggressive as Bonnie is. In this cold weather, that grain is something that they really kind of need. We've got hay out there for them, but in the cold, getting them something that's got some protein, kind of warm them up, feels good for them. As I was saying, it is the 7th, the day that will live on in infamy, the attack on Pearl Harbor. What a world-changing event. I spent that time in the United Arab Emirates, and almost all the time was spent with Filipinos. Filipinos love Americans because Americans, really, they credit America with rescuing them from Japanese invasion. So they still love Americans. And right after World War II, a lot of missionaries went to the Philippines. Many of them were independent Baptists. And so my connection with the Filipino people have always been because of the independent Baptists. And several churches here in the United States of America, really today, the reason why those churches are thriving is because they have a significant Filipino population, and that population are attending those churches. But the Filipino people got a hold of the concept of missions because our missionaries went there. They learned from the missionaries how to do missions, and they're doing missions in places where Americans wouldn't be able to go. And really what they're doing, like in the UAE, it's because there are enough Filipinos. They just go there and they try to plant churches, administer to and worship. They're all believers, find people who are believers, and they gather together so that they can worship the Lord. And then they're going out and finding other Filipino people primarily who need to know the Lord as Savior and inviting them to come to church. Many of them do. They come because of the food, or they come because of whatever reasons to spend time with the people of their own nation, that kind of thing. But many of them are getting saved. And then some others from India, Pakistan, and so forth are also getting saved in those churches. But it's primarily a work done by the Filipinos. The largest population in the UAE is Indian. But India, while there are Christians there, it is not a country that has had the influence of missionaries to the extent that the Filipinos. So it's not like that there are people moving from India to the Philippines, seeing a great need for churches and planting churches among the Indian people. What's happening is the Filipino people understand that. They want to go to church. They want to worship the Lord. And so they're going to church, they're worshiping the Lord, and while they're doing that, they know the need of evangelism and missions, and so they're doing that work over in that country. And it, again, to a great extent, it all traces back to World War II, to Pearl Harbor, to the defeat of the Japanese, of Japan, and then the missionaries that went to other nations, but primarily the blessing, the Filipino people are appreciative of the United States. I met a family, they're Filipinos, but they serve as missionaries in Vietnam. And they were talking about they're winning Vietnamese people to the Lord, a lot of Vietnamese people to the Lord. Their ministry in Vietnam is mostly to the Vietnamese, not the Filipinos. But the Vietnamese people would not be as thankful for Americans, first of all, because South Vietnam, or what was South Vietnam, is now occupied by communists. It's a communist country. And so the communists have taken over. And the people who had worked with the Americans, they don't have a reason to thank us as much because we left them. For whatever reasons, we did not win, we did not liberate them, and we left them. And so they don't have that same appreciation for the United States of America that the Filipino people do. So listen, today's a good day to worship the Lord. I trust that you're going to be going to church somewhere. And I want to pray, the Lord bless you and keep you and make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace.